The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Today, we're breaking down the latest with the New York Jets. Tyrod Taylor signed elsewhere. Who's going to be the backup? We'll talk about that and much more. Michael Meegan from Badlands joins me. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's go, Knicks. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show, live on a Monday, show number 2 on the day. The first one featured Joe Beningo's return to our program, talking all things Jets, the late, great John Sterling, and certainly got into the state of the Knicks with Joe B. So check that out if you missed it live earlier. As always, we are presented by PrizePicks, and a reminder that at the end of this show, we are raffling away 5 Jet prizes. So this is your last opportunity to enter for a chance to win a Joe Klecko signed football, Vinny T signed jersey, Garrett Wilson framed jersey plaque, a Braylon Allen signed jersey, and last but certainly not least, a signed jersey by CJ Mosley. With that, we say hello right now to our guy, Michael Meegan, part of the Badlands family. Meegs, how we feeling, man? Jets football draft in the books.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the deadest part of the calendar I feel like we're about to approach, and then the schedule release. Now there's rumors it might get pushed back. Did the Chargers video have too many Vrabel jokes that they had to push it back, so they had to do a new one? That's what the street is saying. But, the Jets had a good draft. I think people were happy with it. Some people happier than others. And, we're going to see. It's when training camp starts. Okay, their over-under win total did move, so they got a lot of new pieces, but I don't know how much they're going to impact them day one.
So we will get into the draft in just a bit, but we actually had some news today. It's not directly related to the Jets, but it does have an impact. Tyrod Taylor, he will no longer be a Jet. He signed a deal with the Green Bay Packers to be their new backup quarterback. Did you think Tyrod was still in play for the Jets as an option at backup to Geno Smith?
So I think it was Rich who said like there was like a knee thing going on that they thought might have been degenerative, and was basically kind of saw floating that I think the Jets want something more sturdy back there. But I think, some fans held out hope just because Tyrod is still a solid backup. I think that's a good signing for the Packers. Jordan Love misses time basically every year, so they kind of need someone who can play now that Malik Willis is in Miami. So I always held out hope that maybe it would just make sense on a one-year deal, but the quarterback 2 market, if it's not by trade, we're just talking free agents, is getting pretty thin.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot out there, and I don't know how most people feel. I kind of just want Klubnik and Zappe to be the 2 guys behind Geno. I just don't really see the point in bringing in Russell Wilson. God, no. I don't see the point in bringing in Cooper Rush. Like, to me, if Geno goes down, Zappe has played enough. He's had moments where he's been okay. Let him start. And then if you really are at a point where you're out of it, then let's see what Klubnik is anyway, because we all know anytime the Jets draft the quarterback, unless it's Christian Hackenberg, they eventually get into the game at some point. So I'd rather just expedite the process and just have Zappe and Klubnik be the QB room. What are your thoughts on that?
So if that's the quarterback room, I am quite nervous about if I'm not going into next year hoping they tank or if the Jets start 1-6, we can have the Arch and Dante and all the quarterback conversations. But I think the first month you have to give Aaron Glenn and Muji with a new roster with a different quarterback, like the chance to see if they can turn this around. It just feels like if Geno goes down, like there's just no hope and a prayer of them being able to salvage like their jobs, maybe Muji more so than Glenn. So I think that would basically, I'm not saying I'm against it. It's more like if we are one Geno injury away from Zappy or Klubnik, it feels like the season might end when that injury happens.
Is there a guy out there that's that much better than Bailey Zappi at this point?
I think Cooper Rush has better film. Like the Baltimore snaps weren't great, but what he did in Dallas, I think was better than anything we saw from Zappy in New England. So if you're trying to sell yourself on like a different, I think it's fair to call him a different tier of backup. I know we've been talking about the Will Levis chatter, what feels like for months now, and it didn't happen during the draft. So maybe they're just going to keep him. Who knows? Like he definitely has a lower floor than Zappy and Klubnik, but I think he is a better, like has more upside as a backup, which maybe that's what Glenn wants, or maybe it's what he doesn't. So who's to say?
Yeah, I don't know if Bailey Zappi makes that much of a difference or any of these guys, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if anyone besides Geno actually plays well. Is kind of how I'm looking at it. Like I kind of just think if Geno goes down, they're screwed no matter how anyone feels about Zappy or Klubnik or Brady Cook or anyone they bring in. So I hope Geno plays long enough at a competent level. So even if they're not winning, we at least can evaluate the rest of the roster going forward.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing you can hope for. Like Fields didn't allow you to do that. He got Garrett hurt. We don't have to go through the list of receiving yards for the Jets pass catchers last year because it was not pretty. And when you have players like Cooper, players like Sadiq, Mason Taylor in year 2, you want to evaluate them regardless if you don't think you have the right coaching staff or you have the right quarterback. You would like to know that you feel set at those positions.
I think that's very well said. Russell Wilson, what would your reaction be if they actually signed him, by the way?
Russ, and I apologize for the camera thing in this regard, but with Russ, no chance. Like you can't sell me on that. Like it really looks like he's been trying to leverage them into a TV deal, and he's trying to get a job with one of the major media networks, which is classic him. But like he's not a backup quarterback. He never has been. Like his entire thing is that, it's the Rush show. He's the starter, blah, blah, blah. Like a backup quarterback is supposed to be like the most anonymous guy on the roster. You just have to trust. Like Tyrod, no one has strong opinions on Tyrod, as a person, as a player. Like, yeah, he's a fine quarterback. He's a good, solid guy. People seem to like him. Like that's what you want in a backup quarterback. Russ goes against like everything that's about.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. Meeks, in terms of some of the other noteworthy roster decisions the Jets will have to make, do you think Darren Muji has another signing up his sleeve here before training camp? Is there maybe another trade? Like you look at this roster right now, what position groups do you still think there could be another move if so?
Probably running back. Like I am not a Braylon Allen believer, and he's coming off a serious injury. And then we also, Isaiah Davis is a fine number 3, but I think I'd be pretty be nervous to watch Isaiah Davis, with 15 or 20 touches in a game if Brees went down. And Brees can get banged up. Sometimes he'll play through it. Sometimes it knocks him off the field. But I don't know if the Jets are going to be as run heavy as they were last year. And frankly, I don't think they can be because I don't think they have, the running back stable to do so. They also have way more pass catchers than they had last year and a quarterback who can throw it much more than Fields can. So I think running back is one you're going to look at. I know people say linebacker, but like, can you really do anything better than Sherwood, like in the free agent market or like at the end of the waiver wire? Like Sherwood was not good last year, but is him being next to DeMario, if he just regresses 10% better, is there really a guy out there that's better than that? Like, I don't think you're finding, like someone who has like the Zach Ball in 2024 season who signs like a 1-year deal and turns into an all-pro. Like I don't think that's going to happen in June or July.
Do you think that a guy like AJ Milano could potentially make sense in that room, or Bobby Okereke, if you want to talk about just a veteran linebacker addition?
I don't blame you for doing this because they're both white linebackers. Did you mean Matt Milano or AJ Klein? Because I think you put them together.
Either one.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, one, they're both white former Bills linebackers. So I completely understand why you merge them together. Milano just feels like his body has too many injuries. I think Okereke has the most like football left, but he could also just be like the Alec Ogletree thing where it's like, well, he wasn't bad on the Rams and then it came to the Giants and then it was just over here. Like I wouldn't also put it past that when you see a linebacker lose foot speed, it goes quickly. It's like not a position you can really live, just being a smart guy, like in today's NFL.
It just kind of makes it more amazing that DeMario Davis is still playing the way he's playing at age 37.
Yeah, like it's going to be scary if Father Time finds him this season and he becomes a liability next to Sherwood, because like their safety room is fine if Minka is back to being Minka, but if Minka's not playing or not playing well, and then DeMario goes back, that back seven could be, not the best. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think you are spot on to that. In terms of Brees, because you brought up running back, what's your take on Brees? Do you want this team to get an extension done with him? Would you prefer him to play on the tag? Your thoughts on where things stand with him?
So I'm not the biggest Brees guy. I think most people know that. If they want to do it, I could see it. I think they're going to get it done. Like running back contracts are basically glorified 2-year deals with the option after the third. I think people have been saying for a long time, just basically give them the equivalent to 2 tags and see if you can get it done. And it'd be nice to not have to spend a high pick at a running back, because I just don't have anyone on this roster who can have 20 carries besides Breece Hall. So I think you try to sort it out, especially when they have how much money next year. It's like $150 million or so. Like that's just a stupid amount of money.
To me, if you can get it done for that, I don't see why you wouldn't. I think there's legit questions if Breece actually wants to sign a longer-term deal, or would he rather just play on the tag for one more year and basically get the assurance that he'll hit the open market next year?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like if you're Breece, I think you want the secured money, because he's already had one major knee injury. Like if God forbid he gets another, like that's a really tough rookie like a UFA contract to give out if you're another team, not even the Jets. So I think since he's been hurt, I think he wants the security more than he wants to test the market, because realistically, do you think it's in the range of outcomes for this offense to have like the 1,700 yard like Breece Hall season and he walks to free agency, kind of like how Josh Jacobs did with the Packers? Like, I don't know if I see that. I think if the Jets offense is going to be really good, it's because Geno is throwing the ball and Garrett has finally like the all-pro season we think he can have with just more consistent quarterback play.
I mean, I'll show you the projected offense on the screen here. It's not bad if they get competent quarterback play. Like that's kind of how I look at it. Like this is not an offense, despite winning 3 games last year and looking as bad as you could possibly look. This is not a offense that's bereft of talent if you tell me they protect Geno Smith and the O-line stays healthy.
Yeah, like this is an offense that I think is going to be better than the defense. I don't think that's crazy to say at all. I think might be a good bit better because they just have more talent. Like with this Jets coaching staff, it's not going to be one that's going to be scheming up everything or going to give you little advantages every week, at least right now, at least if I'm going to project it. It's going to be one on talent. And this side of the ball, it just has more talent than the defense.
Are you optimistic at all about the defense? We know it will be better because it can't be worse, but what are your thoughts on schematically how they look, Glenn taking over following the draft and everything that went into what they've done this offseason?
So, without going back into Winkgate, I think it's better that Glenn is calling plays than Wink Martindale or insert, Steve Wilks, like Steve Wilks' equivalent. Like I'm happy Glenn is taking a bigger say in the defense because I think he should. He was clearly good enough at it to get this job. Like it's not the exact reason he was hired, but it was definitely one of them. So I'm happy he's doing that. His Detroit defenses weren't fantastic. Like they got better every year. You saw slow development, but I don't think you ever had any like real conversations about Aaron Glenn as a play caller. It was much more as Aaron Glenn as like a guy who really contributes to player development, the way he improves, like, the room he was responsible for in New Orleans, the defensive backs that you saw take big strides in Detroit. Like it doesn't really feel like they were doing anything schematically like special. It was always just that they were a consistent unit that got better, and that's what you kind of need to see. Like the Jets can't be the worst defense in the league. They have to be at least like 22nd, I feel like.
What are your expectations for like what Aaron Glenn has to do to essentially be here for that third year? We're going to get into the draft, and I want to get your early thoughts on this, historic 2027 class, but you and I think are very aligned in our thoughts on this head coach. I can't remember a year where a coach was under more pressure than Aaron Glenn is already in his second year.
I think he's got to win 8 games. I think he has to do something that hasn't been done since 2015. Like it's not a playoff mandate, but I think you have to win at least 8 games because not for nothing. Like there are different ways to win 7 games. Like you can start out 6-1, completely, capitulate. You can start out 4-9, and then you get a couple backup quarterbacks and a playoff team resting their starters week 18, and then it automatically turns into 7-10. Like that stuff can happen, but I think if the Jets have 3 first-round picks, if the Packers or the Colts or the Cowboys, whatever, basically, if they have a bad season to miss the playoffs and you got 2 top 15 picks and another one in the top 25, I think you could get a good head coach to come here if Aaron Glenn goes 7-10. And maybe that's not fair to him, but those assets are definitely working against him at the moment.
I think you could argue that this is one of the more attractive jobs on the market a year from now. 1, you won't have 10 openings. 2, it's New York. 3, you have the draft capital, 3 ones in 2027. 4, you're projected to have the most cap space in the league. And 5, the roster's not terrible. I mean, you just infused 4 picks in the top 50 to it. There's pieces here on the offensive line. There's some pieces now on the defense. I don't think this is a bad job. If Glenn can't figure it out, it's at least a representable roster now where you could properly evaluate him. He's got a quarterback who can complete a pass, to quote the owner. So, if he doesn't show major improvement, I agree with you. At least 8 wins, he shouldn't be here because someone else who's better will be out there and is better equipped to handle what's going to be arguably the most important. We say this a lot, but the most important draft in franchise history when you're going quarterback and you got 2 other ones as well.
Yeah, can you realistically, we're let's say Glenn wins 7 games, it's a 4-game improvement. Do you want to trust a guy who is going to be 10-23 to trade multiple picks more likely? Because if you win 7 games, probably not picking in the top 5, just projection here. Are you really going to trust a guy who's 10-23 as the head coach to mortgage assets to go up for a young quarterback? The answer is probably not.
I think that's very well said. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Weekly raffle at the end of the show. 5 items up for grabs. CJ Mosley signed jersey. Braylon Allen signed jersey. Garrett Wilson, jersey plaque, framed. Vinny T, signed jersey. Joe Klecko, Hall of Fame football. When you enter today, and for today only, it's 2 for 1. You'll be entered in Raffle 72, which will be next week on our show, featuring a signed Joe Namath helmet, signed Richard Todd jersey, signed Boomer Esiason helmet, and a signed Vinny T jersey. Jet quarterback theme raffle, which is a perfect segue because now we're talking Cade Klubnik. Meags, I've been told by many that you were not a fan of the Klubnik pick in real time, to a point where people were calling into my show to complain about your take on Cade Klubnik. So I have purposely stayed away from hearing your take because I want to be able to hear it in real time now. What did you not like about the Jets in drafting Cade Klubnik?
So I don't think Cade Klubnik is good. I've been waiting for Cade Klubnik to be good for 3 years. He was a super recruit coming out of high school. He was, they had Trevor, then it was DJU, and then he took DJU's job his last year at Clemson because this was the next guy. He was more in line to the Deshaun Trevor lineage. And I think I said this on the podcast or on the reaction with Joe that he's not directly responsible for Clemson being worse as a program the past couple of years. That's not all his fault, but him not being who he was billed at has also contributed to it. I just think he's a guy who's played a lot of football and he still just feels like it's a tick slow upstairs for him. And he's not he has talent, but he's not a super human quarterback. His arm isn't fantastic. He's a fine athlete. He's not a great athlete. And I just didn't think you had to do this. I didn't think you had to trade up for him. I do not think in this quarterback class, there were 2 first-round guys, 2 guys who go on day 2, Cade Klubnik, and then the next quarterback doesn't go to pick 178. And if you missed out on Cade Klubnik because of that, I was completely fine doing so. I don't know how Cade is as on the whiteboard as a guy who understands the offense, the guy you basically want teaching your young quarterback. If that's his best skill set, I don't think you need to spend the 110th pick in the draft on him.
What are your expectations for him now that he is a Jet? If he gets in, are you just expecting to be Bryce Petty bad? Is he going to see the field unlike Hackenberg or James Morgan? When you picture Cade Klubnik, Jet quarterback, what do you picture?
So if, going back to our conversation from earlier, if it is really just Geno, Cade, and Zappy as the quarterback room, in year 1, I wouldn't expect him to beat out Zappy. Like he might get there because he's easy to protect on a roster, or if they only want to carry 2 quarterbacks and they want to do the practice squad manipulation, that's fine. But I think more often than not in year 1, if that's your quarterback room, Zappe is going to be the guy who's active as quarterback 2 week after week. Like I would be very surprised if you watch Klubnik play and it doesn't look significantly different to Brady Cook.
Yeah, God, you think he's Brady Cook level bad?
Yeah, I don't think he's good. I wrote him up for the draft guide. I think I gave him like a 7th round grade. Like I think he's a quarterback 3. I said the best part about him is that he can get your young quarterback up to speed if he truly, and the guy's played a ton of football. Everyone has really nice things to say about them. Like I don't think he's a rock or anything like that. Like I could definitely see him being like a quarterback coach.
What does the Jets see in him? Like what when they drafted him? What did they like? Obviously,
Frank Reich thinks he's big.
Yeah.
That's what like Frank Reich, I mean, he went through the Bryce Young experience, so I understand why he's a little like scarred of like small quarterbacks. But Frank Reich was a 6'5" quarterback. He coached Matt Ryan, he coached Phil Rivers. Like these are the guys that he likes. Jacoby Brissett's a big guy too. Like those are the guys that he likes. I think he saw the mold that he wants. And if he thinks he can coach him up, if he thinks he can get him going, from a processing standpoint, he thinks he has enough tools to get around it. But I don't think Frank Reich is personally going to be like the offensive coordinator here for the long haul. And I don't think he's going to be around long enough to get the most out of Cade Klubnik if he's the one who truly believes in him the most. And that's why I think I have my reservations about Frank having this much sway this early on day 3. Like if they just took him at 140 and they took 2 other players in the 4th round, like they took Jackson, they took another offensive lineman. I know everyone really liked Connor Lew, who went to the Bengals to be like their long-term center in a year because he was hurt last season. I don't think there's this much ire. It's the fact that you traded 2 4th round picks to go up to get him for a guy who best case scenario doesn't play a snap this year.
So what's the deal with like Reich? He likes the older or the bigger quarterbacks, but you look at Klubnik, he's only 6'2", like 215 pounds, which is very similar to what Ty Simpson was. Yeah,
I don't know. It's like I understand why they were off Nussmeier, and he's smaller. He had like the spine with the cervical thing, which was basically hurting his oblique. I'm like, and he also has knee tendonitis apparently. So like, if the NFL didn't think he was draftable because he just is the walking wounded, that's completely fine. And Aller and Beckert had gone in the top 75. I just don't think he needed to do this when they did it, and I really don't know what they see in him. I really don't. Every time he played like an SEC team or a team that was of equal or better competition, he just didn't look the same as when he was putting it up on like Stanford or Appalachian State. Like he's just a guy who, when he played better opponents, you just saw him play worse.
So there was a comment from Matt Miller that he gave to Rich Cimini talking about Klubnik. He goes, if anyone from this class has a chance to be the next Brock Purdy, it would be him. What's your reaction to that type of comment?
I mean, that's something I would expect Matt Miller to say. Like, that's very par for the course for Matt Miller. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I don't think he's as accurate as Purdy was. Like, I think from a physical, like, I think has more physical talent than Brock, and he played a ton of football. So I think that's where the Purdy comps always come in from, a guy who started like 3 years in college, has 40 starts. Like, that's why Purdy was so good and so ready for Shanahan, is because he just played so much football. But I don't see it at all. I don't think he's as accurate. Like, that Clemson offense isn't like a pro-style offense. It's very gimmicky. There's a ton of RPOs. It's a ton of screens. And he wasn't accurate when he was throwing, around the line of scrimmage. Like, as you get into like a pro-style offense where you're going to have to be making throws down the field, I don't think he's shown enough to think he's going to be able to do it.
Some comments I want to read.
Go for it.
JD says, give me a break, Meeks. Slight Jab says, that take on Klubnik seems personal. Neil says, this guy's a buzzkill. I think Klubnik stole his girlfriend. Did Cade Klubnik steal your girlfriend?
No, the girl in Cade's reaction video that he's clearly like dating, it was we have never dated. I can confirm that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cade Klubnik did not steal Michael Meegan's girlfriend. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. All right. Big shout out to our guy Cisco Lopez, who returned from a business trip and then dropped 20 gifted memberships for the community.
Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
Yeah, baby. Hit the Jet chant. Let's go. We got 20 gifted memberships from Cisco.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
Haha, my Thor hammer for you, Cisco. Here we go. 20 names to read off. Cisco in the Asmaniac raffle 20 times. John Aya, Gangrene 3-2, A Panda Teddy, The Project Beck, Ryan L, Cousin Frankie, Layoff Cade Klubnik Meegan, Paranormal Funhouse, Delusional Jet Fan, Reese Man Bates, Jared Mount, Joe Frisco, Sammy Kowal, Roy Kahn, Ross M, The Record Person, Luis Montez, all receiving a gifted membership there from our pal Cisco Lopez. Hit it.
No, thank you. Jets. Let's go.
Cisco, you were down for 20. Appreciate you. Also, shout out to Ozzy Fullers in our raffle for one. And our favorite Jet fan in Austria, the Austrian Jet fan, gifted not one, but 2 channel memberships. So he is in our raffle at the end of the show for the 5 signed items for 2.
Yeah.
Super chat from Six Rings, talking about something that happened on the show on Friday involving Gary. Six Rings, thank you for being 3 days late on this. I'll let the chat read this and respond accordingly. I don't have the patience to deal with it. Lou B checks in. He goes, if we start doing well and Gino goes down and Muji neglected QB2 with all this money, plus the picks, and we lose a whole season, please no, go Knicks. I agree, Lou, but my point is I don't know if Bailey Zappi is not already better than maybe Cooper Rush or certainly Russell Wilson. Like, you could sell me on Rush, fine, but like I don't think Zappi maybe is as bad as what the reputation of what Bailey Zappi is if you go back and actually watch some of the games he's played in.
Yeah, I think that point is more, if you're going to criticize Muji, you're going to criticize him for not addressing this earlier and being proactive in March, then, not signing someone, like not signing Tyrod now or not signing, Cooper Rush now. I think like if you have a problem with a backup quarterback and it does come home to roost, I think you're going to be looking at like, why wasn't this addressed in the first week of free agency? Like after they did Gino.
I agree with that. Getting into the draft, I have some other questions related to this class. Of the first 4 picks, which one do you believe will have the biggest impact right away?
I think Cooper, which I think might surprise some people. I know Pons, I think is going to be probably has the clearest path to being like on the field day one just because of who's in the room. But I think if you're looking for tangible impact, I think it's going to be Cooper just because the Jets receivers outside of Garrett are not great. I think Garrett is going to, get the primary matchup each week that he's going to see a lot of CB2s or a lot of zone coverage, and Gino's going to throw the ball a ton. And I think it's easier to project his production than it is Sadiq, because Sadiq has to come, at least, to start in more of a manufactured way than compared to Cooper.
I just want to run through the class with you, kind of get your feel for the rookie expectations. Bailey, I know you were a Reese guy, so was I, but now that Bailey's here, what can the Jet fan expect from him in year one?
So I have much more David Bailey stock now. I don't know if you saw the Jets put out like the Get to Meet David Bailey, and he did say his favorite movie was Heat, which is just some great ball knowledge on his part. So for that movie wasn't even like made. That movie was made before he was born. So good for him for going back in the time machine with that. But I think you want to see like 8.5 sacks. I think you want to see him playing 60% of snaps. Like I think he's the second overall pick in the draft. Like I think those are what the expectations should be. Like the Jets let the narrative be known that they see him in the Hutchinson mold. Why don't they look at Aiden Hutchinson's rookie season as the comparison then?
Yeah, look, I mean, to me, he should have at least 8 or 9 sacks as a rookie. I don't think that's unreasonable for the second pick in the draft, because you can't sell the fan base on, well, he's ready to go right away, and then he has the same number of sacks as whatever Arvell Reese ends up with the Giants.
Yeah, well, he is not getting any favors having a crosstown rival now directly in the crosshairs. If Reese went to Arizona, I think it's different, where different conference, no real comparison there. But if you went to Tennessee with Salah, obviously given the baggage the fan base has, or the Giants who are in our face obviously on a daily basis in the discussion, these two are going to be compared their entire careers now.
All right, keep rolling here. You mentioned Sadiq in one of your answers before, but now that we're honing in on him specifically, how does good old Frank Reich find a way to get Sadiq involved? What are you expecting?
So I want to see him have more than 5 touchdowns. Like the yards concern me a little less if Brees is healthy, if Garrett's healthy, if I'm projecting Cooper to have the biggest day one impact, like there's only so many mouths, to feed from a yardage perspective and a target perspective, but I want his targets to be maximized in the red zone personally. Like the Jets aren't a good red zone team. I feel like they haven't been since, 2021 with LaFleur, they were interesting, but I don't know if they were good because they just didn't score enough points. But Sadiq is a weapon they have not had in the red zone. And, not just being, Darren Waller, like over the seams, it's also in the screen game where you can get him the ball in space and watch him work. So I want him getting at least 5 touchdowns. Like I think the most Garrett's had in a season, I think is 6 or 7. Like Sadiq is a guy you want to be hovering around the 10 touchdown mark if you hit on this draft pick.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're going to keep rolling through some of the rookie expectations. You already talked about Cooper having the biggest impact. What does a Cooper stat line potentially look like then?
I hope like 60 catches, flirting around 900 yards and maybe like 5 or 6 touchdowns. Like a good, solid rookie season.
Pretty good. Yeah. I think Jet fans would sign for that. I can tell you, we're sponsored by PrizePicks, promo code HMA, and if you put in $5, you'll get $10 deposited. Omar Cooper's regular season touchdowns, 3.5 is the number, and Omar Cooper's receiving yards is at 575.5. So based on those numbers there from PrizePicks, would you go more on both those?
Probably, yeah.
Makes sense to me. This is a fun one because I know you were big on Pons. What's his role right away? Is he going to play a lot more inside than outside? Does he end up being, the Jet that finally ends the interceptionless streak that we have going on here? Your thoughts on D'Angelo Pons as a rookie?
I do think he is going to be the guy. All right. I do think he's going to be the guy who breaks it. It's either going to be him or Minka. Like, I think we're past the point of it being funny and it's a defensive lineman after a tip ball. And we're like, oh my God, Juwan Briggs broke the interception. Like, I think it's going to be a more normal interception. So you got to pick the 2 guys with the best ball skills on the team, which is Minka and which is Pons. But I think you're going to see him play inside, but I think he's going to be able to stick an outside corner for a little bit. Like, I think you're going to see like a good, like, it's not going to be like a 90-10 split. Like, I think you're going to see him play a decent amount of outside corner. And I think he's going to be the best corner on the team by season's end.
Round number 4, day 3 we go. Any thoughts on Darrell Jackson?
He's a good run defender. His high, plays are really high, but he struggles for consistency. I think he's a guy who's going to be playing, 10-ish snaps a game. To start, basically if you can just break that rotation. This Jets run defense was porous a year ago, so just being able to do that would be massive.
I think we'll certainly take that. Let's see. This one. We'll get to the super chat from Sam in a second. Let me just fit. We already hit Klubnik, QB3 in your mind is probably where he'll be. How about Inez Cooper? Your thoughts on him in year 1?
So I think he's good depth to start. He's probably, at the level, if not better than you think Xavier Newman can be. Will he push Parham in year 1? I don't think so. I don't think he's that good. I think he needs like the year in the system, but if there's an injury, I think he can be solid as a backup, but I don't think he's a guy who's going to be pushing for a job in the end of this year. I think that's more of a 2027 question.
I think it's well said. All right. And then last but certainly not least, just hearing the name Payne for a safety that hits, VJ Payne, does he have a role beyond just being on special teams, you think?
I think because the Jets feels like they get punked by tight ends more than like any franchise like ever, just because he's such a matchup dependent guy, I think there's a world where he has some big nickel snaps or he has, a tight end like sole defender. I think you could see him out there sporadically, maybe more so in the red zone. But I think special teams is where you're going to see the majority of him year 1.
Super chats cut the line. This is a good one from Sam who goes, how can we compare Reese and Bailey when the Giants will use him differently than the Jets?
I think that the Giants are going to start him at linebacker. I would not be surprised if he is playing more edge as the season goes along, especially if they get injuries there. Once upon a time, Micah Parsons was going to just play linebacker for the Cowboys, and then DeMarcus Lawrence got hurt. Another one of their defensive linemen got hurt, and they literally put him at edge, and he's never left since because he was that good. I don't think Reese is as good as Parsons, but sometimes what your plan for a high pick is, if they have versatility, doesn't always end up being, what you said in April.
Well, and I think the thing is, too, we can judge impact. Like we know what good football looks like and who's better as a rookie, even if they're not playing the exact position. You know what I mean? Like we'll be able to know if Arvell Reese is having a big year versus what David Bailey's doing. Just because they might not be the exact same position initially, like we'll have a pretty good idea how both they're doing, given the fact they're both going to be in the same city.
Yeah, like you're going to know who's playing better because the other fan bases will be talking about it. Like I think that's like people can talk like the Jets and Giants don't care about each other and it's not a real rivalry and like, you know, like we don't think about you at all. Like that you can pretend like that's the case, but there will always be Jets and Giants comparisons till the end of time.
Big fella in our raffle for 2 last show you could enter. He goes, why bash a rookie quarterback before we even see him at rookie minicamp? Reich obviously sees something. This is the problem. Crapping on a rookie QB before he even takes a snap. Be better, bro. Meegs, be better.
I mean, you do content every day. Is there anything interesting like saying like, I don't know, he's a rookie, we'll see. And then like if you got on this platform and said that every day, you know, from now until you see Cade Klubnik play, like even a preseason snap, like, is that content interesting to you? Like, no, like I watched Cade Klubnik. I form my own opinion. I think I'm right about it. And I think Frank Reich's wrong. We're going to see. Because I think it's much easier to just, if Cade Klubnik is bad, to, you know, like if you didn't say anything and just be like, well, of course he's bad. The Jets took him, or Frank Reich's an idiot, and say that after the fact. And if he's good, I think it's good that you had your take out there so you can own it, because then you can say that, you know, I wasn't a believer day one and I was wrong about this. I think it's a good way to hold yourself accountable in this space. I
see greatness on the screen there, Meeks. I don't know about you.
I mean, that number 2 is cursed. So, yeah, if he picks 2, I even feel even stronger than my convictions. If he picks a different number, I might have a different opinion.
Well, 2 is now available. Tyrod Taylor leaving town.
Exactly. Like if Zach takes a different number, who knows? Everything could have been different.
Tough, real tough. He could have been number 1, but he changed his number.
That's it was all downhill from there.
This one is from Mr. Bonesy, who called in, and he actually mentioned one of your takes, and then I surprised him with, Meeks is coming on today at 4:30. He goes, Meeks, I still have flashbacks of you last year when you were hyping up Fields, and I know you watched the film on him, so analyzing QBs is a dart throw in general. It is. I'm trying to remember if I was hyping up Fields. I do remember telling Joe Caporoso in December of 2024, who do I think the Jets 2025 quarterback was going to be? And my guess was Fields because they wanted to make Garrett happy. He did get to play with his college teammate, but I don't think he was happy about how the 2025 season went. But I think Fields is much more in the Willis realm of like, it's a dart throw. He has, you know, incredible intangibles. We never really got a full run out there with a competent franchise. And I think the biggest error in our ways here was projecting the Jets to be a competent franchise without them showing you that they are. So I think that is the biggest lesson in that take is the Jets, as currently constructed, until they show otherwise, are not the franchise that can take another franchise's broken toy and fix it. I think that is the thing I learned the most about the 2025 season. So that is where I definitely say. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I want your take on the 2027 quarterback class as someone who watches all the tape. You help put together the guide for Badlands every single year. Your thoughts on this class? We're already hyping it up. We hyped up this year's class. We saw that went. But what's your take on next year? Is it truly going to be this quote-unquote generational quarterback class?
So I don't think it's going to be a generational class. Like, I did not feel as good about this class, you know, sitting here April today as I did in April of 2023 about the 2024 quarterback class, which had Caleb, had Drake May, had Jaden Daniels emerge, had Knicks, Penix, JJ McCarthy. Like, I felt better about Drake and Caleb than I do about like Arch and Dante, who I think would be probably everyone's top 2 quarterbacks in this class. Like, I thought you saw more of them through their first 2 years of playing than you did from Dante and from Arch. Also because they have Arch and Dante are only 1-year starters. Caleb and Drake played predominantly more football than they did. And then Daniels, who played the most football, really emerged that last year of LSU. So they have a lot of talented guys. Like Sayin is talented. Carr is talented. Mestamaker making the jump up to the Power 4 level is really interesting. I'm not a Sam Levitt guy. I am not a Sellers guy. Chambliss, I just think is kind of old. Mentz, I'm excited to see at Miami. And Sorsby, we could be talking about in a month. I feel like Brandon Sorsby is going to drive Jets content for the next 6 weeks if he actually enters the supplemental draft. Like, how many times have you said the word supplemental draft on your show before the Sorsby news?
Well, that's where I wanted to go. I mean, give me your thoughts on him from what you've seen. And should the Jets seriously consider using one of their picks in the supplemental draft if that's where this goes?
So I think he's still going to get suspended. I know there was the whole thing with Terrell Pryor about how he went in the supplemental draft because he was going to get suspended, and then they still suspended him at the NFL level. So what they decide to do with that is a question. But can you really sit here? Like, he is uber talented, like traits-wise, skill-wise, put on some nice film at Cincinnati. I think he's still like, I want to see him play this year, especially at a better team like Texas Tech, to see if he really was going to take another step to be like a first rounder. Because I don't think if he declared in this year's draft, he would have won in the first round personally, or he had the tape to do so. But if you're the Jets, you have the best pick in the third round because the Raiders aren't going to spend theirs. You know, they have Mendoza. Like, they're not spending a pick on Sorsby. So if anyone bids a 3, you're going to get him. And I think it's worth doing it. Like, the Jets have no clear path to a quarterback that doesn't involve basically throwing the 2026 season away, or you getting the Bears like break with the Panthers where the Colts are deplorable, or the Packers and Cowboys have like a season from hell. Like, I think you have to exhaust all your options. And having Sorsby in that room sitting behind Geno for a year, and he plays the last 4 or 5 games and looks good. And if Aaron Glenn is good and they have their quarterback, fantastic. If the Jets' record is still bad, but Sorsby looks good enough, you have 3 first-round picks, and you have a coach who would probably want to coach Sorsby. Like, you could get a really high-level coach. So I think if, like, we spent this year's third-rounder on Hassan Reddick to play for the Tampa Bay Bucks, essentially. Like, you can't tell me that the Jets are above using a third-round pick for the quarterback position.
I think third is maybe the most I would go if I had some thoughts that this guy could be the guy. You know, I haven't watched him enough to really form an opinion, so I'd be just talking out of my ass, being like, they definitely should do it. I know he's highly regarded. I know he's hyped up. A third, I think, is the most I'd give up, because anything after that, I don't know. I feel like then that's kind of risky, given in all likelihood you're using one of your first and 27 on a quarterback.
Yeah, because you can't like bid someone else's first round pick in the supplemental draft. It has to be your pick.
Correct.
So that's completely out of the realm of possibility. And I don't have like the Jets over under is 5.5. Like, if you bid a second rounder, if we're just going by what Vegas says, that's a top 45 pick at worst.
Yeah, man. I mean, what's his upside in your opinion from what you've seen? Can this guy legitimately be a franchise quarterback?
If he puts it all together, yes. Like, he moves and he has the arm where I'm not saying he's as good as these players, but he doesn't, if we're talking about guys who are throwing in shorts from a traits perspective, he looks like he belongs with Allen and May, who have to be the measuring stick in this division. Like, you play them twice a year. You can't get around that fact. Like, he is as physically gifted as those types of quarterbacks. I don't think he's more gifted than Allen. I think Allen is still a little bit more gifted than he is, but he's really not far off from a traits perspective. And I think that was the hardest part about Ty Simpson for me, or like talking about other quarterbacks, where you have to look who's in your division. And you also have to look who's in your conference. Like, Mahomes isn't going anywhere. Neither's Herbert. Neither's Allen. Neither's Lamar. Drake May just had a near MVP-like season. Like, a lot of those guys are good quarterbacks, but they're also really, really talented. And I think Brock Purdy can work in the NFC when it's really just Matt Stafford and then Jordan Love when he wants to play. Like, the quarterbacks in the AFC are just a different beast.
What would you say to JD, who says Sorsby is no better than Klubnik?
I think he's much more talented than Klubnik, and I think he has played better football with less talent around him. That would be my response.
And that is a fair response. All right, Michael. Final question. Yeah. As we sit here right now, I'm going to ask you to predict the future. The head coach and quarterback combo for the New York Jets, week 1 of 2027 is...
Oh, you're going to hate this, and your fans are going to hate this. My answer is Mike McDaniel, and my answer for quarterback is CJ Carr.
Wow. You know what? Carr I don't hate because I like Carr. McDaniel, I don't know if he'd ever take a job with the Jets, given the fact his best friend Saleh and Woody obviously did not get along by the end.
I think there are 32 coach jobs in this league. I think after a good year with Herbert, I think with like, I think McDaniel did too good a job with Tua, and that's kind of why he got fired, where he made Tua too serviceable, and then he was living with the consequences of it. But I think that they're going to mend some fences. I think they are going to want a guy who's been a head coach before with experience to coach the young quarterback, and especially one on the offensive side of the ball. And I don't think they're going to find a better candidate. Like, if you had the option today, like, let's say the Broncos are really good again, and Davis Webb has Bo Nix, like, not an MVP discussion, but like another great Bo Nix year. Like, Davis Webb is 2 years older than I am. He's going to be 31, turning 32. Like, can you give your franchise to someone like that?
I'm gonna go Davis Webb and Arch Manning.
Okay.
Way too early prediction.
Look at you. Okay. We can come back to the show and see who was closer.
I'll probably change it a million times from now until then. Hopefully it's Aaron Glenn and Geno Smith, because they just were so good together in 2026. They had to keep the tandem together for another year.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, if they break the playoff drought, I don't think anyone's going to be happier than the two of us. So,
no doubt. Meegs, appreciate it, man. And Jetheads, for those curious, will be coming out tomorrow morning on the Badlands feed. So check out Meegs and PK Paul Kilgallen in their weekly podcast they do together.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you so much for having us on. And, go Jets.
Go Jets. Meegs from Badlands with us there. Good spot with him. Hit the like button. We're going to get to your calls coming up. Today's Jake Asman Show is presented by my friends at IndaCloud. Look, life can be stressful. That's where IndaCloud could come in. After a long day talking Jets, going live twice a day, and IndaCloud zero sugar THC soda is exactly what I need at night to help me unwind and reset. No alcohol, no sluggish feeling, just a smooth way to stay sharp and feel good the very next day. If you don't know what IndaCloud is a lab-tested, federally legal hemp THC company. They are the best at what they do. They got everything from gummies to premium flour, pre-rolls, and I already mentioned those zero sugar THC sodas. Everything is lab tested. It's all legal, and they ship discreetly right to your door. So if you're 21 or older, listen up. Get 35% off your first order and free shipping on orders over $50 at indacloud.co when you use that code ASMAN. That's indacloud.co. Code ASMAN, 35% off and free shipping over $50. Again, indacloud.co, code ASMAN. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey after you check out as a way to support my show. Tell them you heard about it from the Jake Asman Show. Enjoy responsibly. Shout out to IndaCloud for sponsoring our program. We'll get to your calls coming up. Weekly raffle at the end of the show. I got 5 signed items up for grabs. Joe Klecko signed football. Vinny T signed jersey. Garrett Wilson jersey plaque. Braylon Allen signed jersey. CJ Mosley signed jersey. For this show only, you enter for the raffle for this week. You're in next week. Joe Namath signed helmet. Richard Todd signed jersey. Boomer Esiason signed helmet. And a Vinny Testaverde signed jersey. All that up for grabs this week on our program. Super chat from Sam, who says Sorsby's got a gambling issue. Name 5 coaches that could develop him into a good NFL QB. I mean, I'd bet on the obvious ones, right? I'd bet on McVay. I'd bet on Shanahan. I'd bet on Andy Reid. I'd bet on Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen. Those are the guys I trust the most. Do the Jets have that guy right now? Probably not. But if it's a 3rd-round pick for Sorsby, I'm intrigued. Because I come from the school of thought, you got to keep taking chances. And Sorsby's highly regarded. So I'm not against it. Do I think they're going to do it, though? I don't. Black Gypsy in the raffle for 1. Thank you, Mr. Gypsy. Happy Star Wars Day, everybody. May the 4th be with you.
Help me. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Colin Wolford in the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Hit it, beast.
Kid, this is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual, intellectual, the god of all gods, the immortal men of all mortal men.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following 5 people are now channel members here on Star Wars Day. Aaron Sebo, Green and White Militia, Jay Sid, Bubba Dunn 38, all receiving a channel membership. Let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Up first today on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who went all the way to the championship in Asmaniac Madness. Ladies and gentlemen, hit it.
Pointing.
What up, Jake?
Hello, Gary.
How are you, my good sir?
I'm good, man. Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. I'm not gonna root for Philly or anything from Philadelphia, so go Knicks.
Root for your dad. Your dad's a Knick fan. He needs to see another championship in his life.
I will. They can get through the East. I would pick them to get through the East now. But they ain't beating San Antonio or OKC, whoever gets through the West. But I'll root for them. I'll root for them from here on out. I'll root for the Knicks. But they can get to the finals. But do you really think they can beat OKC or San Antonio?
San Antonio, yes. OKC, I don't think so. But hey, the Pacers took OKC to 7 last year, and if Halliburton didn't go down in the first quarter of that, who knows? So you never know. You got to get there. Look at Kawhi and the Raptors. You got to take advantage of Durant and Thompson going down. Like, you got to play the games.
Assuming Wemby doesn't get hurt, the Knicks aren't beating San Antonio. San Antonio might be okay. I'm not gonna rain your parade. I'm rooting for the Knicks. Let's.
I will worry about the Spurs when we get there. If
that's fair. That's fair. I wanted to give a shout out to Meegs. I disagree with him obviously on Klubnik, like 180 degrees, but at least he put his balls on the table. Like I said, when the Jets took Zach Wilson, that's a 6th-round pick. This is the worst mistake your franchise has ever made. I mean, this isn't to that extent because it's a 4th-round pick. But all right, he's on the record. He thinks Klubnik sucks. We'll call back in 2 years and we'll assess that whether or not he was right. I like people who take stances. So shout out to Meeks, even though I disagree with you. Then the other thing I wanted to get in on was Russell Wilson a little bit. It doesn't matter. Like if they get Russell Wilson, in order for him to ever even get in the game, he'll have to beat out Zappy. And you're okay with Zappy as the backup. So the only way Russell Wilson would ever get into a game is if he beats out Zappy in an open competition for the number 2 spot. But even if that happens, right? If Geno went down for a prolonged period of time, let's say Geno gets an ACL injury week 6, they're going to Cade. Like they're not going to either Bailey Zappi or Geno, right?
I don't know. They maybe not initially if Cade's not ready. My point is, I don't want to waste any time. I'd rather just get right to Cade. You know, like let's not delay the inevitable. We already know what Zappi and Russell Wilson to an extent are at this stage.
Think of it like the Jackson Dart analogy, right? Like they got Winston and Wilson, but once they decided that season was done and they were going with Dart, they were going with Dart. They weren't going with Winston. They were going with Dart. So I kind of see the Jets in the same position. Whenever the season is over, or if Geno gets hurt for a long period of time, they're going to Cade. They're not going to Zappy or Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson on this team is a complete nothing. It's nothing. The most he'll ever, if he beats out Zappy, the most he'll ever play is in a pinch. If he has to start for a week, or if Geno gets hurt in the second quarter, that's the only way he's playing. And he's not going to play for a prolonged period of time. That's why they traded up for Club.
Do you have a chub for Club?
I mean, you guys know I like Club, right? Like we're gonna either I'm gonna be right or Meeks is gonna be right. Well, I guess maybe it could be somewhere in the middle, but one of us is gonna be right. And 2 years from now, he can call back and we'll see who was right and who was wrong. But I do appreciate him putting his balls on the table like that. I like when people take stances. That's cool. And this thing that we didn't have to trade up for Club. I saw reports, and who knows what's true, that there were 2 other GMs who had shown interest in Club between where we picked and where we traded up. I don't know if that's true, but how do you know that you didn't have to trade up for him? Like, how does you're just guessing? You're guessing off of little intel. I think the Jets front office has more intel on that than we do.
What if they just took him? Again, I'm not that upset about it because at the end of the day, it's a day 3 swing. But what if they just took him at 103 and then had 2 other 4th-round picks to play with?
That's an option. That would make more sense. But what if they wanted both guys? Like, what if they really had their eyes set on both guys? And
Daryl Jackson better be unbelievable because I don't think he's worth not having 3 forts in the same round. You know,
what if he's an adequate starter in the 4th round? Like, what if he's an adequate?
Then that was worth it. If he found a good starter in the 4th round, then that was worth it. But time will tell. Now we don't know.
So if you got an adequate starter, see, I'm a big advocate of trading up and getting the guy you want. Like, I don't like what the Nets did in the draft. They're just like, okay, well, we'll pick 5 times whoever falls to us. Get aggressive, identify what you want, and try to make it happen. I think that's what the Jets did. I think they wanted Jackson and I think they wanted Cade, and they got both of them. Like, I'd rather go get 5 guys that you really want than 7 dudes who fall to you. You know what I'm saying? I like what the Jets did there. They traded up. They wanted Cade. If Cade would have gone in between 103 and wherever they picked again, 128 or whatever, you'd be killing them right now for not getting a quarterback. I would be too. So if this is what they thought, this is what they had to do, at least in their head, to get a quarterback, then that's what they had to do. Because we would all be killing them if they didn't address quarterback at all in this draft.
Correct. But we always knew they were going to address quarterback. I don't think anyone thought if they didn't trade up for Klubnik, they were not going to do it at some point. Again,
every real quarterback is off the board at that point. Every real
wasn't. Nussmeier wasn't.
If you got Nussmeier's the other one. Obviously, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the injury. He fell off of everyone's depth chart.
You're not a Taylor Green guy, but he was there too.
That is not addressing quarterback. Taylor Green is not addressing quarterback.
That's fine. I'm just saying there were other quarterbacks who ended up going after Klubnik. He wasn't the last guy to be drafted.
But fair. But Klubnik clears. The only one you can argue is Nussmeier, who's even on the same tier.
That was my preference. But again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, how could they take Klubnik over Nussmeier? Like, okay, I don't think it's that big of a deal at the end of the day.
I don't think taking him at 103 would have been a big deal, and I don't think what they did was a big deal. I think what would have been a minor big deal, a little bit of a big deal, was if someone took Cade before they got to pick again, and now you got to take either Nussmeier, who you weren't in love with. You weren't in love with Nussmeier because you traded up for Cade, right? You didn't let Nussmeier fall to you. That means you weren't in love with them. So that would have been a problem to me. You now a quarterback who you're not in love with, you let fall to you instead of getting what you wanted. Like I will always be the advocate of go get what you want. That's why you accumulated all these picks, to get players that you want. And that's what they did in Cade.
Now, Gary, are you a Star Wars guy?
Not at all. I don't think I've ever even seen Star Wars.
Ever? None of them.
I don't think so. Like, no, I'm not opposed to you. I don't think you guys are like a bunch of cultists or tools. If you guys like Star Wars, you like Star Wars.
So like, May 4th means nothing to you.
Not really. Not really.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
So that means nothing to you.
Not particularly. Not particularly.
What did you think of Beast this morning saying that he has the body of a Greek god?
Interesting thing about that, in that time span, the Greeks, where they have these depictions of Greeks, huge muscles, massive, all ripped, shredded, all they ate really was lamb and fish. They were basically carnivores. At that same time, the Egyptians developed grain, and they drank beer and ate cereal. And the depictions of them is they're all fat with beer bellies, and they were the first people to have heart disease. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
It's an interesting point. Does this mean anything to you, Jabba the Beast? No?
All right. Well, that's funny. That's good. That's good.
Boomtown says, Gary, out of curiosity, do you feel that Rattler is still the second best quarterback from his draft class?
No, I downgraded him to third. I downgraded him to third post draft, but I think he's the third.
So who's the top 3 then, or who are the top 2?
Jaden Daniels and Drake. I always had Drake 1. I had Rattler 2, and then I had Jaden 3. Obviously, I would switch those 2.
So if you're starting a team, you still would go Rattler in front of Caleb Williams?
Oh God, yes. Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like that, without a doubt. They played together in college, and who won the starting job? Same guy.
Yeah, but then who got benched for Williams, and then he never gave it back?
Well, because they both transferred at the end of the year. One guy went to South Carolina, one guy went to USC. They both transferred.
Were they both true freshmen at the same time?
No.
Rattler was older, wasn't he not?
Rattler's a year older. Yeah, Rattler's a year older. Yeah.
So it makes sense he would win the job initially.
So a sophomore can't be out a true freshman? Like, that happens all the time.
I mean, but it does happen. But Lincoln Riley had a pretty quick, trigger. He wanted to go to.
Do you remember? Were you in Texas when Rattler got pulled? Do you remember what game that was?
I was. Yeah. Was it against UT? I don't remember. I was.
Yeah. It was UT was up like 27-0, And then they went to Caleb Williams and they blew the game. Caleb Williams came in.
So if you're starting a franchise, you're going Rattler over Caleb?
I think Caleb Williams is god awful. Like, we don't have to relitigate this. You guys know what I think of Caleb Williams. I think he's horrific. I think he's horrible. I don't think he's good at football because he makes a sandlot play after he's thrown 3 interceptions and gave the game away. Oh, he made a sandlot play. Look at it. It's like, okay, like it's like
so
a guy
Ben Johnson, the best coach in the NFL, that he won 11 games in a playoff game with Caleb.
From an offensive perspective, it's him and Sean Payton, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, I would, at least from an offensive standpoint, I would say so.
Veteran Jet fan wants to know, would you be down with the Jets acquiring Texas legend Andy Dalton now that the Eagles have 4 QBs?
To me, it's the same thing. Like, Andy Dalton is the same thing as getting Russell Wilson. Like, I don't care. Like, he's not really going to play any meaningful snaps. Like, if he comes in, it's because he beat out Bailey Zappi, who's equally as Texan as Andy Dalton. Not the same success that Dalton had, but equally as Texan. And then he became their temporary number 2, but they're really the number 3. Like, I don't care if they get Dalton. I don't care if they get Russell Wilson. It doesn't. They're never. Once the decision is made to go to Cade, they're going to Cade. If things don't work out with Gino, if they're 1-7, who are they going with? Cade or the third string?
I hope they go to Cade immediately. I want Cade to play the second Gino is ineffective or unfortunately would get hurt.
Which I think they're going to do. I think that's why they traded up for him. I don't think they traded up for him to make him the number 3 and basically sit out the season.
From your lips to God's ears, Gary.
All right. I appreciate you, Jake.
Happy Star Wars Day.
Happy Star Wars.
I'm the global beast. I'm gonna save the universe for beep beep.
Raffle at the end of the show. Shooter says, read my super chat to Beast. He needs to redeem himself. Beast is not currently on the line. Open phone lines for those who want in. I got a caller who I don't recognize the name of who will be next shortly. But Shooter writes in, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do, was the quote Beast butchered last show. Can he give it another shot? I promise, Shooter, if Beast calls in, we will give him a shot at redemption. And ladies and gentlemen, the man himself is called in.
This is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual, intellectual, the God of all gods, the immortal men of all mortal men.
You kidding me? On that video, you better fix that video because that's bullshit right there. I wouldn't have Max touch me for a 5-foot pole. That guy's a loser. This is a real man. And right now, I'm doing malware on my computer because it just did a stupid crash. And right now, I'm not too thrilled with that video. So either you repair that video or someone's going to get their ass whooped.
Hey, we're having some connection issues, Beast. What video are you referring to?
The one we just saw.
This one?
Help me. Roby 1 Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Max putting baby oil on me? I don't think so, pal. I'm not gay. I am a straight badass. And let me refer to you, to all you Canuckers that don't know shit about me, because you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. I'm a straight Republican conservative. I've been with the Republican Party for 10 years. And you're going to put this?
He's putting sunscreen on you, not baby oil.
No. Yeah, don't you gaslight me from behind. You don't think I'm not stupid enough? Believe me, son, I'm like Piper. And when I do, I'll open that 6-pack of whoop ass. Don't think I can find that and detect that real easy.
It's sunscreen. It's not baby oil.
I don't care. Sunscreen, horse screen, who gives a shit? I'm not gay. And for this moron to be right next to me, I'm lucky I don't back album right in the back of his eye and knock his eye out.
What does having gay have to do with applying sunscreen?
I find it repulsive. I have standards. And you know what I mean by I got standards.
You don't have men put sunscreen on you is what you're saying?
I don't like that. I find that disgusting.
I think it's great.
I think it's horse shit.
Why?
Because I find it disgusting.
How come?
because I have standards. And you know damn well what I mean by I have standards.
What about this one though? Jabba the Beast.
Are you seriously smoking them phony cigarettes again?
Well, it's Star Wars Day.
I don't think so. I got to get back over here and check my malware, so I'll get back to you in a little bit. I have to go check them out.
Are you watching too much porn?
No, I don't watch that shit. I don't have time for that. I got malware I got to take care of because the system crashed. I don't know what it did. No, that's your cheap objective. Now, no.
Mrs. Beast.
Did someone call you? I'm online. I'm trying to watch a show online. You're screwing it up.
Mrs. Beast.
Get out of here.
Your son has the body of a Greek god.
I'm talking to you. You're being an asshole. I'm asking you. Yo, shit. What time are you going up? I'm doing this because it did a crash. Did you update the malware? They didn't put that up on the computer yet. I'm trying to find that out. It's a little harder to figure this all out because they changed everything.
Kid, this is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual, intellectual, the God of all gods, the immortal man of all mortal men. This new quarterback that I like from Clemson, great kid. He may have went to a shitty college, but I'll tell you what he did. He did something about it.
Beast.
Hold on. Checking one thing. We're almost done. Where we're sitting at? What am I sitting at? Over 131,000? 131,000? What the hell is this?
Hey, tell your mom we said hello.
We tried to get the whole that. Look at the numbers. Look at these numbers. This is ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this before. Over 132,000? Yeah, well, I've never seen anything like this before. I've already done everything on check. I mean, I already put the ABG.
Oscar writes in, love you, Beast, but be nice to your mom. Who cares if she walks in while you're on a call with us? It's her house. You live there too, but it's her house. Respect her.
Oscar, you and I don't see eye to eye, and you know you already have thrown crap at me. So beat it, scrub.
DS says, stop watching porn.
Do I watch porn, you idiot? I think you need to go get a reality check from a local psychiatrist. Retard.
J-Quest writes in, Beast, if you call in with your mom, I'll call in with my mom. It's Mother's Day Sunday.
Oh, please, my God, you're unbelievable. Unbelievable. How unfortunate for morons on steroids who read hooked on phonics while smoking
crack
cocaine.
Why do you get so mad? You realize you just get mad for no reason.
You try having no hot water for 5 days. You try doing sponge baths for 5 days. It'll drive you freaking crazy. Yeah,
Kid,
I've been taking sponge baths and we had no hot water.
272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual, intellectual, the God of all gods, the immortal man of all mortal men.
I'm getting really. I already saw that. That video is disgusting. I'm seriously gonna have a nervous breakdown and cry because I am sick and tired of being treated like dog shit. This is horribly horrific.
The sunscreen.
I find it disgusting. I do not like this loser behind me. I am a straight conservative Republican. I like women. I don't like morons like that. That guy's a moron. And just like Howard Stern's father said once, he was a moron then, he's a moron now.
Hey, Beast, Shooter earlier wanted you to read the quote that's on the screen there. Can you give it a shot?
Oh, give me a minute. Yeah, hard work does. Yeah, that's a good quote from the great Scott Hall. And
No.
God bless.
You
God
tried
bless.
quoting it earlier and you messed up. He's giving you the transcript. Just read it.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Hey, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Kid, this is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual intellectual, the god of all gods, the immortal man of all mortal men.
Well done, Beast. Ezekiel Alvarez is on the line. Hello, sir.
Oh, hey, Jake. Jake, I know my name. No, I know you might have said my name like that, Ezekiel, but my name actually is Hasiel Alvarez.
Hasiel Alvarez. Hello, Hasiel.
Yeah, first time calling on the show. Been tuned in for a couple months, and I got like a couple questions. You think we might do something with these draft picks that we've already got this year?
When you say we might do something, what do you mean by that?
Like probably shock the world or like shock the system.
In terms of what?
Like probably like winning or at least improving, at least like not like like how the last couple of years we've only won like more than 7 games or less. And I'm like, bruh, we need to win.
Do I think they're going to win more than 7 games? I'm not ready to go that far. Do I think they could be far better than what they were last year, where they were a 3-1 team getting blown out historically the last 5 weeks? Yes, I think they'll be way more competitive.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And I know people right now probably don't believe in Geno, even though I don't even believe in Geno myself right now. But I'm like, man, maybe sometimes I just gotta relax and just let him play it out himself, because that's what everybody's just gotta do. Just wait.
Well, we don't really have a choice, right? I mean, look, I don't think Geno's going to be great this year, but I think he could be a lot better than what he was with the Raiders. I don't think that's asking for that much.
Yeah, true. And I know you got that Knicks shirt on. I'm ready to see the Knicks beat the Sixers tonight. Even as a Clippers fan, I'm ready to see them.
So you're a Jet Clipper fan. You miserable fan. That is tough.
Yeah, I know. Hey, at least 15 straight winning seasons is not miserable, but hopefully next year we'll see something better. But
the Clippers have had 15 straight winning seasons.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. Wow. Yeah, just I feel like they've always, like, when there was their moment to take the next step, they've never done it. You know?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Tonight let's worry about game 1, MSG Knicks versus Sixers.
Where are you from? How are you a Jet Clipper fan? Are you from LA? You're from New York? What's the backstory with your fandom?
I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. I was a Jet for like the first time I went to New York a couple years ago, and I was a Clipper fan like the first time I saw like the Intuit Dome. Well, not like in person, but like I saw like images of the Intuit Dome.
So you're a recent Clipper fan then?
Yeah, a recent Clipper fan.
And you're from Delaware and you chose the Jets?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because I know, number one, most of my family members, they like all mostly Philly, but I'm like, there's got to be a villain sometimes.
So why wouldn't you pick the Giants or the Cowboys or something?
I don't know. I just felt like the Giants and Cowboys weren't really like, I don't know.
There's no rivalry with the Jets and the Eagles, though.
Yeah, for me personally, I don't like the Eagles.
Well, I mean, to pick the Jets when you could have had any team is fascinating.
True. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, great first call. Call back again soon.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, hold on. Hey, well, I don't know. Well, hopefully we'll see something better. I would love to, nothing more right now. Just really start watching the NFL season right now, and see the Jets just at least win.
That would be nice. You tell me what would be better than seeing the Jets win? Maybe the only thing I could think of is looking at an actual Greek god.
Kid, this is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual intellectual, the god of all gods, the immortal man of all mortal men.
That goddamn video off. It's embarrassing. You know, for this kind of latitude, just to be provoked fun at. Are you serious? Enough is enough.
Why did you tell me Mad Max came over and gave you a tattoo today?
Give me a fucking break. Are you kidding me?
Is
Enough.
this not real?
Get the hell out of here.
So this is fake.
It's completely fake. Enough with the AI crap. I'm going to lose my temper if you keep this shit up. You know damn well I got heart problems because I'm tired of being pushed.
That's why you have heart problems?
Yeah, because you guys pushed the freaking AI down my throat, which I find that disgusting.
Hey, let me bring on a guy who can get you back on track.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh, fuck. What's going on, Beast? How's it going, man?
I have no hot water. I've lost my temper. For 5 days, I have had no hot water. I've had the stupid sponge baths. My temper's been through the roof. You think I've got to do enough of this kind of shit? This is insane what I'm having to do.
You ever see Bad Boys 2? Beast. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The fuck is going on here?
Can you hear me?
Can the chat hear me? No one can hear me. All right, fuck it. I'll call back.
This is disgusting. This is really, really disgusting. I find this is disgusting. This is more disgusting than I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to lose my mind right now. I'm going to lose my freaking mind. Hello? Hello?
Do you like Star Wars, Beast?
I've been around Star Wars since I've been 5 years old.
Who's your favorite character?
I've always been the Luke guy. Always been.
Me too. I love Luke. I feel like they ruined him in the new shit.
Well, it's because
like evil.
Well, look what they've done to the product. They've overpiped it and pushed it down everybody's throat and made it look so bad that it's making me want to regurgitate.
Yeah,
I'm old school. I'm old school. I've always been old school. You know damn well what I mean by I'm old school. You want to see what old school looks like? You want to see what old school really, really looks like? Take a look. You tell me how old school I am. Yeah. Go ahead. I own a nice 35-inch bad boy. All this. Including that right there. Including that Darth Vader.
Nice.
Who do you think built this? Who do you think built this? Who do you think built this corporation right here? Who do you think built that? Who do you think built it?
Who's your favorite villain with Star Wars?
Vader.
Yeah, Vader's.
You gotta go with Vader. You have to go with Vader. And one more thing. Who's my favorite ECW wrestler? Right here. Right there.
I don't know any wrestlers.
Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Mr. Pay-Per-View. Mr. ECW. Oh my God. Take a look at this. Look at this. I've never seen anything like this in my life. 10 detections? Jesus. This is
Bro,
terrible.
dude, what websites are you going on and links that you're clicking?
No, I use StreamYard. That's it. And I also use my freaking Watch Wrestling to watch my AEW on Wednesdays. That's it.
So you gotta not only use Malwarebytes, but you gotta use Windows Defender. Is this Windows 10? I can't tell from the.
Yeah, this is Windows 10. It hasn't been updated yet because I've already cleaned everything out of here. I've already done all.
They stopped giving Windows support for Windows 10, so you're very prone to attacks. So you should be getting Windows 11. There's no security support for Windows 10 anymore.
So what do I have to do next?
Well, I would get the first thing is with the files, have them removed from there, and upgrade to Windows 11.
All right. How do we do that?
I'll talk to you offline. Not.
Windows 11. Don't think of a Greek god, 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual intellectual, the God of all gods, the immortal man of all mortal men.
Purple Belt Mike, everybody. Beast was about to cry, and PBM turned things around. Job well done by Mike. Let me shout out Ted Ruggiero, who just gifted 5 channel memberships. Let's go.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
Home stretch of our show. We have the weekly raffle coming up. I got 5 prizes to raffle away. Ted is in for 5. Thank you very much. 6 rings goes. Put me in for another one. I want to win the raffle today. Jets got the best player in the draft. I love David. I also gift a membership you missed. 6 rings, you are in for another entry. I appreciate it. I still don't like your football team and think your calls are terrible, but I appreciate the support nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls here. Last chance to get in. I got open phone lines. So if you've never called before, there's never been a better time. Hit it.
Was that Keith Oldman feeding Beast grapes that I saw earlier?
Beast would probably not like that description.
That's what it looked like to me.
Let me ask you, Beast, was that Keith Olbermann feeding you grapes?
No.
Beast. 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 I don't know if we're going to get an answer, Kyle.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think that there are a lot of great Star Wars characters. Chewbacca is the man. Han Solo, Boba Fett, all those guys, way cool. Empire Strikes Back at the time was like the best popcorn movie ever made. And they probably have kind of fallen off to, like the Independence Days and like the Infinity War and Games of the World. But for its time, that movie was an event. Klubnik. The problem is that we're never going to know where he ranked in relation to Cole Payton on their board, right? They did an extensive amount of work on Payton. Like, if they were remotely close, and you're looking at it as a dart throw anyway, and you kind of look at a guy like Payton and say he's got the traits, I would have much rather taken him at 140, but that's just me. Or, like you had said, take him at 103 and keep your picks. We've been through that a bit, so
you'll be home by like 7.
it's just a matter of
you'll be home by 7.
Yeah. Mommy is corralling all the children. So yeah, it's just it's a little frustrating to see, someone like Meeks come on and MF, Klubnik after we just, spent pick 110 in the draft on him. It's not nothing is just my thing. That's pretty much all I had. I wanted to do a little bit more Star Wars today because we're in the doldrums.
I like the take. I do. Yeah. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I think the most recent trilogy they made was terrible, and they haven't recovered since. Mandalorian was good for a couple seasons. I saw of it. The new Obi-Wan show I was so excited about on Disney Plus, and I didn't think it lived up to the hype. Thought it was very disappointing. It's just since Disney took it over, it just has not been as good. We could be honest.
That's right. And go Knicks tonight. Joel Embiid went to the prom with his mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton. Great call. I never saw Andor. Barbarossa says it was good. Maybe I'll check it out. I will say Rogue One I thought was a very good Star Wars movie. The scene at the end with Vader was an all-time scene. We just didn't get enough of those movies of late. Like, I'm someone who's like, if Star Wars is on, I'll watch it. Like on cable, you're flipping through the channels. I don't have cable anymore. I stream. Like I love the 2000 ones. I know they get hated on, but like episode 1 with Darth Maul, I'm in. All right, even like Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, I think holds up. I think it's actually a really, really good movie. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back in his normal lair. He has solved the issue with the virus, and he joins us now on Star Wars Day.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
How does it feel to be back, Beast?
What I'm seeing today in the comments is completely horrific. Very horrific.
What's
childish, very childlike bad behavior. Bunch of Democrats in here. There's a lot of Democrats in here.
Democrat?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you making things political?
I'm a spotter. I like to spot out the BSers from the real people. See, all you gotta do is play facts and fiction. It's like the game Truth or Consequences. 1958, Bob Barker did that game.
Hawk is a registered independent. He's not a Democrat.
No, what I'm saying is Bob Barker introduced that game in 1958, Truth or Consequences. Before he did Prices Right in 1972, which was probably one of the best games CBS ever put out, and now
Is Mad Max a Democrat, Beast?
He probably, and also a registered idiot.
Now that makes sense.
He's an idiot.
Registered
I would
idiot.
lift him. I would pick him up 7 feet in the air and throw him into the 5th row, right by the popcorn vendors where they're yelling, "Hot dog, soda pop, peanuts, popcorn." And I find this rather disgusting. It's disgusting.
You're not a fan of Gary serving you in his Princess Leia attire?
Hell no. Hell no. I don't trust a snake in the grass after what he did this past year. I don't think so. See, always remember, don't ever trust a snake. You know
Gator
why?
says, I'm a card-carrying member of the gay Republicans.
Wow. Wow. How about I just do this from Tropic Thunder and go, you went full retard, man. Never go full retard. You know about that? Ask Sean Penn in 2001. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Kid, this is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual intellectual, the god of all gods, the immortal man of all mortal men.
How do those grapes taste from Max there?
That I would pick him up and throw him out the window. I'm a ladies' man, not a moron. We can't hear you. Restart. Go to commercial.
All right, more of your calls right now. Barbarossa's on the line. He's next. Hey, Barbarossa.
Hey, what's going on? You're talking about Star Wars. Jake, if you haven't seen Andor, it's every bit as good as Rogue One, but there's like 12 episodes in a season, and there's 2 seasons. And the second season takes place, part of it, on planet Gorman. So that's really all you need, man.
What's
Yeah,
the
Planet
timeline
Gorman.
for it? Like,
Just
when does it take place?
it's just before Rogue One. So it's Andor's start of becoming a spy. It's so good. It's so good. Like you could take the Star Wars crap out of it and it would still be an amazing piece of cinema, like media. It's that good. You have to watch it. Say it's even better than Rogue One because we just get more of it. It's incredible.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will have to eventually get to it at some point. Barbarossa.
Yeah, you got it. Go Jets. You guys are the best. Take care, and may the force be with everybody. All right, watch out for the Death Star.
Thank you, Barbarossa. All right, last chance to get in here. We got the raffle coming up. I'm going to the Garden tonight. Let's go, Knicks. So we normally do give you 2 hours. We're at the 90-minute mark right now. Last call for anyone who wants to enter our raffle to win the following 5 items. Joe Klecko signed football. Vinny T signed jersey. Garrett Wilson jersey plaque. Braylon Allen signed jersey. And a CJ Mosley signed jersey. It's 2 for 1 because next week's prizes are quarterback theme, name it, sign helmet, Richard Todd signed jersey, Boomer Esiason signed helmet, and a Vinny Testaverde signed jersey. Here we go. Let's say hello to Ron L, who joins us. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Jake. How you doing today?
Ron, looking good in the tie there.
I'm at work. I walked outside. You know, remember I told you at Tioga Downs, you could probably see the track behind me there. I'm just outside. Anyway, I'm just calling about the Brendan Sorsby thing there. You know, thinking about the quarterbacks, I saw a list of the top 10 for this coming draft. Anyway, as of right now, just like last year with all the guys on it. Anyway, I'm figuring, well, Sorsby's one. So if say if you had 10, he's gone now. As far as going into the draft for next year, I know this is way ahead. I'm just saying this is how it starts to happen, though. You could take half of them off. They'll probably be down to 5. You're going to have somebody like Chamblees, Sellers, a couple of those guys that end up falling off the chart anyway. Anyway, as the list starts shrinking, you start thinking, wow, here we go again. And our concern is about getting up into the top area of the draft. Anyway, so I'm kind of on board with maybe wanting to take a shot at Sorsby, with the coaches that we do have now, maybe bringing him into camp too. If they did do it, put a 2nd or 3rd round pick, because you still have the 3s. I don't see what the problem with having too many quarterbacks for a team that has none, that doesn't have a real NFL starter, other than I know Gino is going to be our starter. But to get a couple good guys in camp there and once again, take a chance, maybe try a 3rd rounder if it was doable. What do you think about that?
I don't hate your take if it's just a 3rd rounder. I got to watch Sorsby more and get a better feel for him. I don't think the Jets are going to do it, though. I don't think I think they put all their eggs in the 27 basket, and they're going to just wait for them to see how the next year of college football plays out. So I don't think they do it. If it's just a 3rd, I'm not against them doing it, though. Full disclosure.
Right. I mean, if so, why not get another arm in there and see if you have something. That's all. I'm just saying it's if you're going to take a shot, like this, wouldn't be bad. Like I said, 3rd rounder. We didn't have a 3rd rounder this year, but we do have so much going on that, the top of the 1st round, 2nd round next year. So anyway, just throwing that out there. Once again, love your show. Getting back to work in a minute here. And anything on the July 11th yet, or should I just wait to hear the announcement?
Say it one more time, Ron. I lost you for a second.
Anything on the July 11th thing yet, or just you wait to hear the announcement?
Hopefully this week, but I will make sure that Ron, because I know it's right in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. All right, Jake, have a great night, and thanks a lot. Great show.
You got it, Ron. Appreciate you. Love the suit and tie, or the tie and shirt combo there from Ron. Let me shout out Rasta Dread 305 in the raffle. 4-5. Let's go.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Hey now, hit it, Gruden.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Nate has called in. Hello, Nate.
Good afternoon, Jake. Can you hear me?
Afternoon, sir. Yes, sir.
So not much on the Jets, but I figured I'd call in, and it's a Knicks playoff time of year again. And as you remember, we disagreed a lot on our Knicks and Thibodeau and stuff last year. People are very confident about the Sixers series, and I'm nervous. I actually would pick them to lose it. I think it's almost a toss-up, and I wouldn't want to put my money on either side. But this was one team all year that I think I was really scared of. Everyone talking about Pistons, Celtics. Did you watch Game 7 against the Sixers?
I did, yeah.
They had Ron Harper Jr., Luca Garza, what's his name? Hernan Gomez, Gonzalez, Juancho Hernan. Oh, I sound like Neil. I thought it was Juancho Hernan. Gonzalez. I would much rather go against that team than Maxey. Like, this starting five might be better than the Knicks starting five, or one of the teams in the East that can actually side to side almost matches up with the five that the Knicks have. I'm very nervous. This is my way to win the series if I'm the Knicks. Beat the shit out of them. They have, like, I just said they have a good starting five, but they really only have a good starting five. They've got nobody off the bench besides maybe Grimes, but just make it a really ugly series. Like, they got all the Knicks and all the old 90s Knicks there. Teach them how to run through screens and box people out of bounds and just beat the shit out of them, and hopefully you don't get screwed by the refs. But I'm particularly nervous as people are talking about, it's such an easy path. I thought it would have been way easier to see the Celtics next round than the Sixers. I don't know your take on that, or if you would have seen Celtics or Sixers. I don't know your thoughts.
I think the Knicks matched up better with Boston. I do think they are a better team, a deeper team than Philly, but Philly's scary because when they're fully healthy, like I guess you could say they are now, I mean, this is what they were supposed to be going into the year, why people were high on
exactly.
them. But I don't know if I trust Embiid, who looked hobbled at the end of Game 7, to make it through a physical.
He always looks like that. He looks like he's 50. That's how he moves.
I just think he'll be gassed. And the Knicks having home court, I think, is big. They got to win tonight, obviously, because you got a huge rest differential. But I think the Knicks are better. But I do agree that the Celtics team that the Knicks beat last year, they were not as good this year, especially with Tatum coming back from the injury. So I completely agree that Philly's a more difficult matchup. But I'm still picking the Knicks to win in 6 because I just think they're better. But if they don't win, that's a major disappointment because I don't know if it will ever be better set up for the Knicks to get to the finals than it is right now.
I agree with that for the most part. The one thing I'm very scared of, everyone talked about Embiid, the one guy we haven't mentioned is Maxey. This is set up on a platter for Maxey to, like, take over the world, for, like, everyone to know his name. He will have his, like, Brunson playoff moment. If they win the series, it's probably going to be because of Maxey, and he's going to have just like Brunson had a couple years ago against Philly, 43, 38, 41, like ridiculous numbers, and everyone is going to know who Tyrese Maxey is next year. I'm in fear, but like you said, they got to get game 1 and make it a depth series. Get their 2 guys off the court, get them in foul trouble, and beat the shit out of them as much as possible.
Yeah, and that's where Cat comes in. Maxey's scary, man, because a couple times when he felt like Boston was going to pull away and steal Game 7, it was Maxey hitting the big shots down the stretch the other night. So,
do you remember this too? In that 2020 draft, the Knicks wanted Maxey. They had their eyes on Maxey, and I think the Sixers had a little more draft ammo to jump up to 21 to get him, and then the Knicks settled 4 picks later for his teammate Emmanuel Quickly, or else things might have been a lot different.
And they turned didn't they get Quentin Grimes in that same draft as well? And now Grimes is like the only depth piece for the Sixers.
Was Grimes in that draft? I don't think Grimes was in the same draft.
He was a year later, actually.
He was a year later, but yeah, that's another, like, if Grimes has a couple big shots in this series, you're going to look back like, was Alec Burks and Bogdan Bogdanovic really worth it at the time?
We'll
when they
see.
bailed on him?
Yeah, I just think the Knicks are better. I mean, I know that Philly's got a lot of talent, but I think this is where the Knicks' depth will really pay off in a long series.
What sucks
like
about,
this.
we just don't know, because there's an 82-game preseason. So the whole Philly and every team just rest. When you go into Game 7, 76ers, Celtics, you're not looking at 2 seed, 7 seed, 3 seed, 6 seed. You're looking at 2 really good teams, and I thought some people thought the Sixers were going to win Game 7. So it's interesting what the NBA has become, because the Sixers just needed their team to be healthy, and they had Paul George and Embiid. If it was a flip of a coin, if they weren't going to be healthy, the series would look a lot different.
And even George getting suspended for 25 games, like, he lost money, but he's got
just
fresh legs.
rested.
You know what I mean? So, like,
that's
that
the name of the
actually
game.
helped him too.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. I think the Knicks are better, but I'm with you. I think Boston would have been the more favorable matchup, and I don't think this will be easy. Any Knicks fan thinking this is going to be easy when you watch the Knicks all year. I mean, they look at the Hawks series. That should have been over in 5, if that, and it still went to 6. I know the Knicks handled their business, but I don't think anything's going to be easy because that's just not who the Knicks are.
Last thing, and because I'm about to be at the office, I want to do something before I watch the game as well. You're going tonight, right?
I'll be there.
Why does Madison Square Garden suck now in Knicks play? I'm calling out Knicks fans. It was when I was standing up. I went with one of your Asmaniacs to game 2, the game they blew. Defensive chance, impossible. They just play music. Nobody does defensive chance in the playoffs. And then if you stand up, everyone just yells at you to sit down. What corporate world are we living in? So,
People yelled at you to sit down at a playoff
I swear to
game?
God. Yo, game 2, nobody stood up. And if you did, even like the last 4 minutes, people were like, I can't see. I'm like, no shit. I'm standing, you're sitting. Stand up. Make some
That's
fucking
crazy.
noise.
Yeah.
So I was somewhat disappointed in the new culture that is the $1,000 tickets of Madison Square Garden.
That to me is the problem. You got a lot of the diehards who are priced out. They're in the upper levels, and you don't have the true diehards. Those are the guys who are at the watch parties and they're doing the thing at Central Park or the Plaza 33 viewing. You don't have the same. Like it gets loud in there. Don't get me wrong, but maybe we'll be at a different level now that it's Philly. And I think a lot of Knicks fans kind of just expected the Knicks to beat the Hawks. So I think there'll be a different level of intensity from the crowd, knowing it's Philly and the New York Philly rivalry.
All right. Well, I'm requesting of you to please make some noise tonight and get on your feet. All right, Jake. I'll talk to you soon.
Nate, appreciate the call. Good stuff from Nate. We got a couple super chats and memberships I want to hit. I've begun counting names. Last chance to get in on the show. Thank you to Sean Horton, who gifted 1 channel membership. Sean, thank you.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Also got this from Derek, the Kansas Jet fan. Let's go.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
He's in the raffle for 1. And Joey Windows checks in. I received my Joe Namath jersey in the mail today. Thanks, Jake. Love the show. Let's go, Jets. Joey Windows, congratulations on winning a Broadway Joe Namath jersey.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Oh, yeah. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, ladies and gentlemen. Boba Jet is on the line. What's up, Boba Jet?
What up?
Boba on Star Wars Day had to call in. Well done, sir.
Hey, happy 4th to everybody. May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you, Boba.
Hey, if you guys are not rocking, this is crazy, right? Our gals wear the Lululemon. They got Lululemon for dudes now.
They do. I actually have a gray Lululemon Jet sweater that
It doesn't go over the helmet though.
No.
Fantastic.
Is that all you got, Boba?
No, man. So hey, so a little bit after the draft, have you recouped?
I feel good, man. I think the Jets had an awesome draft. It was nice to feel good about the team for once.
Hey, so let me get back to my normal face here. So I'm getting a little bit of a delay. I don't know. Let me see here. Let me go off this.
Can you hear me?
Things are driving me nuts.
Can you hear me?
All right. You catching me?
Oh, I hear you.
Good job.
All right. Sorry about that, man. Freaking craziness. So if you didn't know, I'm a Syracuse fan too.
Very nice. So you and Boy Green bonded over that when you guys were in the pit together at the draft.
So here's how crazy this is. The guy lives like 25 minutes from me, and guess when his birthday is? April freaking 25th. Guess what my birthday is?
Happy belated, Boba.
Same birthday. So yeah, we're gonna have to. We'll talk a little bit about Leukemia Lymphoma Society later someday. But hey, man, listen, you're rocking and rolling. I heard you talk a little bit about the Knicks. I got a feeling I couldn't believe Boston lost the other day. They got killed. You know?
They're not the same team. I'm surprised they blew a 3-1 lead, but if they don't hit threes, they have no other way to win. Like that's how the Knicks beat them last year. They shot terribly, and part of it was the Knicks defense. But like Boston has one trick: they either hit threes or they don't. For a team that has the players they've had, they don't play any other way. It's either they hit threes or they don't.
I don't know how scared to death you got to be to play. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to play the Knicks right now. I mean, they're like a buzzsaw. So if they show up like that, it's just going to be crazy. So,
amen. Hey, you got Mikey Hulk hands in the chat.
All right. Hey, listen, I wanted to show up. I was just getting my daughter off the softball diamond, and he goes, Jake show. Lou B hits me up. He's like, dude, you got to get on Jake's show. I'm like, I'll be there, man. So,
well, take us inside the pit, Boba. What was it like? What was your draft experience like, man?
Oh,
I mean, we were living through you guys the whole weekend.
Are you kidding? So it all started out when we landed. We parked the Millennium Falcon that we stole from on Schmodo. Anyway, no, it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I think the biggest thing was, you're up front and you don't realize it until you either look back or you see it after the draft. We had 300,000 people behind us. That's insane. I mean, the largest stadium. I mean, imagine MetLife packed, right? You had 3 of those behind you, just in this massive group of people, and everybody was bro hugging everybody. It didn't matter. I didn't see too many Pats fans, but the Steelers fans were everywhere. It was like, I don't want to, call them cockroaches because they're dedicated, but there were so many of them. It was insane.
They took over. Yeah, I mean, which is what you would expect, but I mean, that's a great fan base.
Yeah, no, fantastic and very welcoming too. I thought, I thought you did a great job on your show. I thought, the setup there was nice. A lot of support from McFadden's there. Great place. If you guys ever go to Pittsburgh, McFadden's is an awesome place to go hang out. And, but yeah, man, I was really happy with it. I think the Jets are doing something different. And I think if you look at the way that we picked and the way that we did things, the funniest thing I think of the night was I was with Johnny Boy and the guys, and we were kind of like watching as these Raider fans walk by, and they're like, "Oh, thanks for taking Geno off our hands." I'm like, "Hey, you guys didn't have an offensive line."
It's true.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, good point." I'm like, "You think?" I think Geno's humble now, man. Geno's got an arm. He's read more defenses than I've read books probably in my whole life. I mean, I do read, but but it's I'm excited, man. I was kind of like, I don't know. And then, have they talked any more about I haven't been checking my feed, but have they talked any more about a backup yet? Or I know they mentioned a little bit about Wilson, but Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, there's been nothing other than him to this point as far as a visit. They obviously will not be bringing back Tyrod, who signed today with the Packers.
Right.
Personally, I'd rather them just roll with Zappy and Klubnik because I think Zappy is capable, and I want to see Cade play if something happens to Geno anyway. So that's what I would do. I don't think there's any difference between Cooper Rush or anyone else that's out there at this point than what Zappy currently is. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Did you see the Richardson buzz? There was like a second of buzz I saw in some feed about Richardson. I was like, that can't be real.
Yeah, I'd be a little surprised.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets would want to spend any money. I think they're in a good position right now. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I hope this. I know Garrett's excited. I think if Brees has to be more excited than anybody because the simple fact that you open up the passing game and all of a sudden your running game is just going to be lethal, So,
if they protect Geno, there's a real path for the Jets to have a viable offense. They've added enough weapons. We know the line is solid. It's just, we got to see it, but it's right there. There's no excuse for them not to have a watchable product offensively.
What was the record of Seattle when he made the Pro Bowl?
Oh, well, he went 10-7 there a couple times, or 9-8. I mean, his last year there, he went 10-7.
Their division was definitely low on the win column. I know that, but how interesting would it be though? I mean, what if you're late in the season, you find yourself with 13 wins?
13 wins.
I mean,
I'd be shocked. Aaron Glenn's running away with Coach of the Year if they win 13 games.
Yeah, I mean, if something crazy like that happens, I mean, I don't want to be like a lunatic, but I see people saying, oh yeah, we're going to get, this guy or that guy or be in the top 3. If we get in the top 5, I don't think we're going to be I don't think we're going to have 3 or 4 wins this year.
No, I think they're better than that, but I don't think they're I mean, this team hasn't won more than 7 in a decade. They go 8-9. I think that'd be real improvement.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it's going to be a balance, one way or the other. I think you can pull out a winning season. It's possible. It really all depends on how everybody gels in camp.
Correct. You need big contributions from the rookies, and Geno's got to have a big year. He's got to play like he did a couple of years ago if you're going to go 9-8, 10-7. Now, I do want to play this, though. Break this down. What was this moment like on TV, in the pit? The Jets about to make their pick. You see our guy Boba Jet there, front and center, next to Boy Green and Johnny Boy there. How cool was this, man?
So watch over my shoulder. Watch with
Lou B. Look at
for
that.
those of you that don't know Lou B, with this, you got to know Lou B, man. With the
they know Lou B.
under his eyes. Lou gets to the point, man. We were on like our 10th JETS Jets chant here. Lou started laughing, man. He was like, we're not stopping, man. It was like just these guys are the diest of the diehards, man. I mean, it was such a great moment. And what you don't see is the cameras and the more cameras, and cameras just kept coming. And right after this, after we had our pick and right after everything died down at the end of the draft, the NFL comes over and they're like, you got to have all you guys sign releases. You had the most energy in the whole freaking draft. Da, 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 da. I mean, it was electric. It was incredible. And I think the best part is, you know, of football in general and being a Jets fan is just the love and the camaraderie, you know, just the love through suffering, I think, you know, and but it's going to be celebration. I think there's going to be celebration. I think we're going to have some really fun games to watch this year.
I love it. Boba, you got to call in more, man. This was a great first call from you.
Hey, sounds good, man. Hey, may the 4th be with you. Win is the way. Let's go. Let's go, Nick.
Help me. Pro B1 Kenobi. You're my only hope.
What do you think of that one, Beast?
That's old. That's too old.
No, Boba Jet.
Not bad, but are we ready for the what you call? You got to get to the garden before the.
I do. Not ready just yet, but soon.
I'm the global beast. I'm gonna save the universe for.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ralphie rocks in the raffle for
Good job.
Thank you, Ralphie. Anthony Lozerato in for 4. It's his birthday today. Chat, wish Anthony, one of our regulars in the community, big time supporter of the show, a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Anthony, on Star Wars Day. Let's go, Knicks. And I see you wrote RIP John Sterling. Amen. The late, great John Sterling. For those who want more of my thoughts on John, please see the open I did today with Joe Beningo on our first show. Talked a lot more about John, who I had the chance to meet when the Yankees were in Houston. And I got to say hello to John and take a picture with him, talk to him in the Minute Maid Park press box that night. Legend. Absolute legend. All right, Anthony's in for 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I got time for one more call before the raffle. Brian Morales, close us out.
Yo, what up, Jake?
Brian.
How you doing, man? Yo, I'm not what wait, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say, man.
You forgot.
Oh yeah, no, the pick for Muji, right? I'm all right with those. Everybody's loving those picks right now, but he hasn't really, none of the players that he's picked before are doing anything right now. And then there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, the kid Klubnik. You know, he in Clemson, he had a rough time there. He didn't have really good protection. And if you see like his videos, I was checking them out today. He was moving around pretty nice in the pocket. So I'm pretty confident with him. I'm happy with that pick. If he sits a year, I think it'll be good for him. And I hopefully Gino has a great year. And we could score some points, man, and try to get to 9 or 10 wins and try to sneak into the playoffs, man. You know that's what I love to hear, and I hope that we could get there and freaking go nuts in MetLife, man.
So you're still predicting 10-7?
Let's see. I mean, I'll be happy with anything better than last year. I mean, it was brutal. It was like
you won't be happy with 4-13.
Nah, man. I mean, yeah, I guess. But no, not really, man, because I want to win, you know? I want to win. I'm tired of losing. And I don't want to wait till next year. You don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, if Glenn's going to make it. You don't even know if Muji's going to make it because none of his picks, you know, they haven't really panned out yet. Everybody's so up with him. And me too. I'm not going to lie. I feel positive with all his picks and everything. But until we see the results, I'm not going to go, you know, full steam go on that.
So you're not picking them to make the playoffs just yet?
I do. I hope they do. I really hope they do. At least sneak into the wild card, you know?
Hey, how about be relevant in December? How's that?
Yeah, I mean,
Ours pretty low.
I'm tired of the early, draft talks, and by Halloween it's just miserable. I'm at the restaurant, everybody's wearing their jerseys and happy, and I can't even wear my gear, man. I got to be there just freaking cooking and hiding my shit. But I always rep my team, and we have some Jets fans out here in Sussex County, at least a good amount, that come to the restaurant. They're always like, hey, keep your head up. We're going to be good. Some older fans, though, they don't believe in the team at all, man. They're ready to quit.
You can't blame them. They still care. They're not going to quit. It's just
they care, but they're done with I'll tell them come on, man. We got to we're getting good picks. We got a new coach, and they're like, it's going to be the same shit, Brian. I'm just like, oh. So I'm glad I didn't have any of the farting sounds today. I didn't wear my earphones or my metas today. I just straight up on the phone. So, and hopefully, Beast, hopefully fix your computer, man. I don't want you to restart anymore.
I think he did fix it.
All right, cool. Anyways, have a great night. I got to go set up the patio for my restaurant, trying to get that set up. And have a great night. And hopefully, maybe I'll see you on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Brian. Played a fart noise for old time's sake. Brian has seemingly figured out his audio. Outstanding. All right, folks. 5 prizes about to be raffled away. Are we ready? Let's bring on the master of raffle ceremony and spin the wheel of champions.
Kid, this is a physique of a Greek god. 272 pounds of destruction. I'm God and you're a bitch. I'm the sexual intellectual, the god of all gods, the immortal men of all mortal men. This is embarrassing.
What is?
What I just saw. This is embarrassing.
What did you see?
Oh, I know exactly where I'm going to go.
Where are you going?
Pay my bills. Pay my bills. I've already saw what I need to see here.
Pay your bills? Why can't you pay your bills from where you're sitting?
Do I carry a credit card on me? One word. No.
Can you pay your bills after we spin the wheel of champions?
Fine.
Well, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. I'll get someone else. I thought you enjoyed doing it. This was your role.
Yeah, well, what I just saw today just made my stomach quarrel and nuts. And you know what I just did today? See that right there?
What's that?
Gotta put it right there. That's a little.
Can you stand up? I can't see.
Little cane patch. Lucky.
A what patch?
Lucky for that. Lucky I got one. Yeah, little cane. Yeah, the best $1,000 thing that I ever got out of my insurance. And I'm proud of that. Now let's go to the Wheel of Champions. Let's get a winner. Right now. Let's get a winner. Go to the wheel. Let's get a winner. And let's see some numbers.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like you're really that into it.
After what I saw in that video, it made me sick.
What video?
You saw it. You saw it. Don't think I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid.
The sunscreen?
No. That grapes video. I find that repulsive.
The
I find
tattoo?
that this is disgusting too. That's it.
He left. Well, we don't have anyone to go to the raffle wheel. Thank God Charleston Jets Rube is on the line. Beast will love this one. Rube, I'm going to need you to send us to the Wheel of Champions.
No problem, man. No problem. By the way, I just got off work. I wanted to say I love Muji, man. I love Muji. He's getting me pumped up. I'm starting to buy in again, brother. I'm starting to buy in. 9 to 10 wins in playoffs. I'm the eternal.
Yeah.
I'm a Rube, man. What can you say? I'm always optimistic. But I'm going to do what you asked me to do, unlike Beast. It is now time for the Wheel of Champions!
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, my goodness. What a job by Charleston Jets Rube stepping up and filling in for Beastbreaker. Outstanding job, Rube. Love it. Love it. James March says, put me in. You're in, James. Thanks for supporting the show. Black Gypsy gifted a membership. He is in the raffle for one.
Good job.
All right, folks, here we go. You know the rules. You can only win one prize per raffle. We have 5 total prizes today. What you need to do if you win is email me your name and address and let me know in your email the prize you won to make it easier. Some of you just go, I won. And I'm like, wait, what did you win? And I always got to double check. So shoot me that in your note. But again, thanks to everyone who enters these things throughout the week. We would not be able to do it every week without your incredible support. 5 items today up for grabs. Our first prize is a signed CJ Mosley jersey. Again, if you win, asmanjake@gmail.com, your name and address. Here we go. Prize 1, Mosley jersey. The winner is Unique Islam. Unique Islam, our first winner in the raffle. He only had 1 entry, anyone. You got to be in it to win it. Ladies and gentlemen, prize number 2 is a signed jersey by Jets running back Braylon Allen. The winner is Peg and Artie. Congratulations to Peg and Artie. And Peg, hope you're doing well post-surgery. Hope the recovery is going okay. Congratulations to Peg and Artie on winning the Braylon Allen signed jersey. Let's keep it rolling now with the prizes. Still got more. This one is a jersey plaque. It comes framed by Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the G5 jersey framed plaque is David's 5114. I actually got a Twitter DM from David's, whose actual name on YouTube is Green and White Pinstripes. However, he hasn't changed his name officially to his handle. So Green and White, you're a winner after all. Congratulations on the G5 plaque. Job well done by Green and White there. All right. We still got 2 more prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, our next raffle prize up for grabs is a signed jersey by Vinny Testaverde. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is ISU. ISU, congratulations. You're on a roll. ISU won a raffle prize via winning the Asmaniac Madness bracket. I sent him out today a signed Nick Mangle jersey. You're going to need to buy another frame, ISU, because a Vinny T signed jersey is also going to have to be sent out to you this week. So congrats to ISU on that. Ladies and gentlemen, that means we got time for one more spin. Our top prize this week is a signed football by Jet legend Joe Klecko. Ladies and gentlemen, our final weekly raffle winner is JoJo. Congratulations to JoJo, member of the 4%. She is the final winner in our 5 weekly raffle prize Wheel of Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our 5 winners. Hit the Jet chant for them. Congrats to our 5 winners. We are back at it again this week, targeting Saturday or Sunday, depending on the weekend schedule for our next Asmaniac raffle. Big thanks to everyone who tuned in. You guys are the best. What a show it's been. We wouldn't be here without you. We're back tomorrow. We got Robbie Sabo joining me in the morning. We'll see what he has to say on the state of the New York Jets. Thanks again for watching. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. Like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And of course, let's go Jets. And more importantly tonight, let's go Knicks. See you later. Hit it, Beast.
I do not like this loser behind me. I find it disgusting. I'm a straight conservative Republican. I like women.
Jake? Hello?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That feels better. Oh, baby.
That concludes our Jake Asman Show. May Jesus love us, and may we respect the Lord as our Savior.
Oh.